Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. We're here in Boise, Idaho, and we're going to be flying Cetan 737-700 back to our home base in Denver, Colorado. It's a little bit busy here, actually, more than I thought it would be. We just saw Southwest leave. There was another one land just before we started streaming. Of course, we got looks like a Delta Airlines on its way in now and heading into land. So a little bit busy down here in Idaho. And of course, we got some traffic down in Denver as well. We do have ATC up in Denver. Hopefully, we'll get them up a little bit more as well. Well, let's hop on board. We'll get inside and start getting this aircraft set up and ready to go. All right, so we are on board the aircraft, our 737-700. All right, parking brakes are checked. We'll pop up to the top here. Battery is on. Standby power is to auto, and emergency lights are armed. Ground power is available. We will now turn it on, and we'll get our lights set up. So we're going to come over, put our position lights to steady, and we'll turn up our panels. Kevin's joining us. He's over in the People's Express 737. I believe it's a 600 he's flying today. That's him over there. And there he is in the chat. Hello, Kevin. How are you today? Come down here. We'll get these lights up down here as well. There we go. And that done, we can pop back up top. We'll get the IRSs into nav and start that whole process. Alright, clear the cautions. And I think we're ready to start our passenger load in here. So let's tell them to start boarding.
Boarding requested.
Alright. So boarding is requested. Should start seeing them come in any minute now. Just waiting for our lights to come on. Not too bad. There we go. Our lights, our panels are up. Doing good. It was an interesting flight, like I was saying in the Discord chat when I was talking to you. It was just over 11 and a half hours with the wind when I redid that flight from Nagoya, or sorry, Nagoya to Doha. No, we're all on board.
Passengers boarding.
But it was a good flight, and really impressed. A lot more functionality in the Asobo 747 than the Salty at the moment. And the landing was great. I enjoyed it, so I'm going to be using that one moving on from now on. Alright, let's pop up top. And everything is good. We're all happening there. Come down and we'll get our passenger signs on. There we go. And electric hydraulic pumps 1 and 2 are now on. Yaw damper is on. Window heat is coming on, left and right. Left aft fuel pump is now on. And light's gone out. We will come down here, turn the APU on, and we'll fire up the APU. As I was telling Kevin, after Monday, I'm taking a break again for a week or so. We'll be heading out to the States, and we'll be getting back into streaming on the 11th of November. Low oil pressure lights on. We can start the APU, and now we're going to pop down here. That's the one I want. And we're going to go into our, not that one, FS actions. We're going to set our fuel load.
I'm doing good.
I'm just going to pull up my briefing. So fuel today, we are carrying 12,666 pounds of fuel. Yeah, almost a 12-hour flight, and not a hint of a stutter or anything, so that was really good. We'll get to our IRSs in a minute. Over to the payload we are carrying today. Let me see if I can get the actual briefing up. 111 passengers. So 8 in first class, and it's 103 in economy. That gives us a gross weight of 131. We want 113. So we're gonna bring this down. We want to lose. So it would be 20. That would be 10, 17. So if I go 1, 1, 2, 4, and 1, 2, 9, 8. That gives us a growth rate of 121. Where are my weights here?
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
So I want 120 as my takeoff weight. Got to lose another 125, 121, say 500. So we'll go to 0800. And 1098. That is good enough. Set you to the FMS here. Okay, so we can pop back up top. APU is up and going. APU generators now coming online. APU bleed air is now on. We'll get the packs on. And the isolation valve is open. Current weather down here in Boise, Idaho. Clear skies as you saw looking outside. I'll just grab the forecast here and I will drop it in chat. Yeah, they'll have to update some of the liveries. I know the FlyUK have updated theirs for them, but I'm sure some of them are out of date and were first put out, in 2020. Winds are 280 at 4. We're going to be taking off on runway 28. 10 miles of visibility. Skies are clear. It's only 8 degrees, so temperature's coming down. We'll leave the temperatures set where they are. And 3017. And we can get that entered in now. 3017. Set and cross-checked. And it's in the standby. Alright, so let's get the FMC set up. Position initialization, we'll pop over here. It is the 27th, so we're going to use the right-hand GPS, and we will drop back, plop it in. That is all in and set. Other pages are all good. And we'll come over to our route. Of course, I haven't flown this for a bit, so I have forgotten to get my flight plan, which I'm just going to do right now. And unfortunately, we have to download it from SimBrief, copy it over to the appropriate directory, and then load it in. So we're going to request our flight plan. There's 2 in the system now. There's KBOI, which is Boise to Denver. That's the one we want. We'll load that in. 563 miles is correct. We'll hit select. It's now going to get it from our operations center. We'll then get a load request. There we go, a load request. We'll load the flight plan. Loading it into the FMC here. There we go, and we will activate and execute it. So we are CET-006, and there's our route there. We're direct these points. We come into our departure. So for the departure, we are taking off today on runway 28 left. And we're going off on the Boise 3 departure. That's going to give us a disconnect. We'll have to do a manual go to and head out from there. The Boise 3 is like a 5-mile straight out climbing departure. Into Denver with the winds and everything. We're aiming for runway 16 right, given the route we're coming in on. We're going to be coming in the flat I-3 here. We're going to transition at Mary Jane, and we're going to enter into the ILS at, let me just see what it's done. Tushner. And we will execute there. And that is all in and set. If we come over to our legs, we can now see we're going to take off. We'll vector over to RAR. And then we hit these points here. And there's our descent in on the approach. All the way down to Tesher. Then we come in straight down, descending all the way down to the runway. So that is good and set. Now over to our performance figures. Again, we're using the VAS Airplane Toolbox for some of these calculations. So our takeoff weight today is 120.5. Our fuel is 12.1. Our reserve today is 1.9. These are all in pounds since we're operating in America. Cost index of 25. I was working on this. Cost index of 20. Oh, I must have hit that button. Cruise altitude for today's flight is going to be flight level 390. Cruise winds, we're looking at heading of 250 and 80 knots. For the average. 18,000 feet transition is good. We'll execute that. And over to our calculator. We just grab what I'm going to need for my takeoff weight. Sounds like everything is on board. Alright. So we're going to do takeoff. We are at KBOI. Oh, did not get the weather. I believe the winds were 280 at 9, and Barrow is 30. Let me just go check that. 3017 or 280 at 4. Alright, enter that in manually on our takeoff weight. Is going to be there, but I'm going to have to convert that into pounds. Okay, so that is all entered in. Oh, no runway selected. 28 left. And we'll do the calculation. That's, oh, what? Oh. Sorry. Had me in HPA instead of inches of mercury. It's telling me I had a negative 57,000 foot altitude. Alright, we have a cell temp today of 36 degrees. We're going to be doing a 22K D-rated takeoff. That's all good there. It's going to be a flaps 1. Center of gravity is set. We're going to have 3,900 feet remaining. We'll pop over here and we'll get 280 at 4 for the runway winds. And we can come back, and that's going to give us V-speeds of 124, a rotation of 125, and a V2 of 131. Alright, that is now done and entered. And we are happy with that. So we have our clearance. We're going to self-clear. There is no ATC up currently at this point in time. So altimeters are set. 3017 transponder will come down to here. We're going to set 2000. 2000 is set. Fueling, loading, and boarding is complete. Pop up here, do our quick checks. That's good. Stick shaker left and right. Pop down over here. Here's our in-up, or our fire test. It's all good. Do it in-up. That's all good. And system test. So we'll set the radios up. 122.8. COM 1.
Wind shear. Wind shear.
And 121.5.
Pull up. Airspeed low.
On COM 2.
Low.
That is now set. And system tests are complete.
We're on your time now.
Sounds like the cockpit is ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking.
All right.
At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on
So fueling, loading, and boarding done.
items
Takeoff data
and
is set. We got 124, 125, and 131 cruise altitude.
Please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know.
39,000 feet.
After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin
Is set.
and it is full, make sure you close it as a
Landing
courtesy to
elevation in
other
case we have to
passengers.
return will be
Also, be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other
2,900
passengers
feet.
can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row,
That is
please
the
review
altitude
exit
here
seating
at
responsibilities
Boise.
in the
Well, it's
safety
at
chart provided for you.
2872, but
Please
we'll
ensure
round
that
up
you are
to
able and willing
2,900.
to perform these actions. If you're not,
MCP.
please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated.
So
Feel free to
V2
use your
plus
cell phone during the rest of the boarding process,
20 will
but
be
we do ask that
151.
laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate.
We're
Thank
going to
you
head
and welcome
straight
aboard.
to our cruise altitude of 39,000 feet. And our runway heading is 282. Alright, FCP is set. Flight directors are on both sides. Radios are set, 122.8 and 121.5. Alright. We have our load sheets. We can close the doors. Doors are closed. We're up on the generators, so wheel chocks can be removed. Ground power is coming away. Into the FMC, you can go over to the legs page, and we are ready for push. Jetway is being pulled.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and
So we're
welcome
going to
aboard
come up. We'll
flight
get the
06.
anti-collision
Service
light on
to
now.
Denver. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you
Alright,
make
so
sure
while
that all
we do that,
devices
we're
are
going
in
to set
airplane
ourselves
mode and
up
your
here.
larger
We're going to
devices are
go
now shut down and
centered
stowed. If you have not already,
and
please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap.
a 40-mile bubble.
Full upright and lock position
And
for
we'll
departure.
turn on
Cabin crew secure doors for departure.
Departure check
turn on
complete.
traffic,
Bypass pin inserted.
and we'll go to 10 miles. We're going to go traffic. We're going to go terrain and data on my end. We come up, we'll get the fuel pumps on. We have no fuel in the center tank, so we don't have to worry about turning on the center tank fuel pumps. For our push, we're going to push back. We're going to go
Locking gear.
tail to the left, nose to the right. There's Kevin pushing back now. Now we're going to be pushing back to this line. Well, we should. GSX should push us back to this line here. We're going to be using 2.8 left, which means we're going to have to cross 2.8 right at Mike, and we'll go over to 2.8 left. So again, we're going to go nose. If we look at the way we're going to be going, we're going to go nose to the right, tail to the left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Boise area traffic.
Release parking brakes, please.
Skyhawk 006, push and start gate 25, facing east. Alright, brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
So,
Start at will.
packs can come off for start. Ignition mode selector is set to both. And we are going to start engine number 2. Ground start enabled. Start valve open.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the
N1
front of the
rotation.
aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low
Fuel
and tight
on.
across your lap. To fasten,
It's pushing us back to this line here. This inner line.
seatbelt light is not on.
Decent.
We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket.
Alright,
in
around
front of you.
18%. We should get the starter cut off.
If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an
There's
oxygen
starter
mask will
cut.
drop right in front
Starting
of you.
engine number
Start
1.
the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, and secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary.
N1
and breathe
rotation.
normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove
Not
it.
sure why that's showing me going down. There's
Set parking brakes.
Life vest is located in a pouch under your
fuel
seat
is
between the
on.
armrests.
Parking brakes
Awaiting
are
your
set.
confirmation for a good engine start.
The vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap
Fuel
the straps
flow.
around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the straps in tight. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into
Waiting
the
for
mouth
my
piece
signal.
manual inflation. This vest is equipped with a whistle and a light. If you need to, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible and leave your belongings. Please securely stow
Turn
all
up the main
personal items.
panel lights
Make sure
here.
your seatbelts are
Just give us
fastened
that little
and
bit of
seat
a
backs and tray tables are
brightness
all in their full
contrast.
upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight, and that includes vaping, tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke
There's starter
detectors
cutout.
located in the laboratory is strictly prohibited by law. All of this
We have a
is
good engine.
Good engine start.
You can disconnect.
located in the seat back in front of you.
Alright, we have 2 good
And
engines.
let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us, and we hope
Alright,
you
generators 1 and 2 are now coming on. Engine 1 and 2 start switches are set to continuous. Probe heat is coming on both sides. Engine anti-ice not required. Engine 1 and 2 bleeds are now on. Packs are coming on. Engines right and left. Recirculation fan is on. Isolation valve set to
Unlocking
auto.
gear.
APU bleed off. APU is off. Coming back down, we're going to go flaps 1 for takeoff. Elevator trim, we want 5 units.
Tow truck disconnected.
5
Bypass
units
pin removed.
set. Flight controls.
Left is clear. Right
System
is clear.
page, full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. Engine instruments, oops. Engine instruments, everything looks okay, and we'll bring it up to the center screen here. Go LNAV, VNAV selected. Auto throttles on. Warning recall is clear. For taxi, we can come on here. Taxi light is on. Auto brakes are set to RTO. There she is, turning away. Everything is done, and we are good. Clear the caution, and we're good to taxi. Boise area traffic. Skyhawk 006 taxiing runway 28 left via apron Alpha Mike, crossing 28 right, holding short 28 left at Mike. Alright, brakes released. There we go. And that extra little push there, given the higher altitude. So we're up on VATSIM, as I mentioned. There is some traffic in the area. As far as I can tell, there's nobody coming into Boise at the moment. There's just the two of us leaving, plus a Southwest that left a little earlier. There's aircraft in the skies. And Denver Tower is up at this point in time.
So the traffic is over on Middle Crossing right 28 right at Mike.
Denver Tower has been up for about an hour and 40 minutes. He may or may not be there when we get there. We will see.
We're prepared for takeoff.
Cabin is ready. I'll come down Delta here.
Boise traffic is running over here on runway 28 right at Mike, taking on 28 left for limited departure on the Boise 3.
A beautiful day here. High elevation here in the Great Plains. But we're looking good. We should have good spacing here by the time I get down there and ready to go. Kevin should be up and going. I'll start the clock just as soon as he says he's rolling and just keep an eye on it. But we'll give him a couple minutes for separation. Again, there's nothing inbound, so we're not worried. There he goes now. So we'll watch the clock. So it looks like he went out at Charlie, so he did an intersection takeoff. We're going to go all the way down to Mike. That should give him enough room. There we are in the Cetan colors, looking good. Boise area traffic, Cetan 006 crossing runway 28 right at Mike for runway 28 left. We'll line up and hold.
Boise traffic, people want to go to currently through 5,000 foot, return left with roll.
Alright, so everyone's climbing away. Path is clear. There's that WestJet flying overhead of us, heading out. So we're going to come up, not this line here. As you can see the dashes, that means we can go through this way, but we have to stop at this one here with the solid line, which is fine. And we'll do our checks and then we'll be ready to go. So here we are at the runway. We're going to reset on fuel flow, do a confirmation check. Fuel flow is equal V speeds Verified 124, 125, and 131. Messages cleared. MCP is set 151, 282, and 3900. Nav data is good. Radios are set 122.8 and 121.5. Alright, ready for takeoff. Position lights are going to steady and strobe. Taxi light is off. Landing lights and turn off lights are on. Transponder is interesting.
TCAS test pass.
Oh, that's new. Transponder is on. Traffic is on. Runways identified. Boise area traffic. Cetan, Skyhawk 006 taking position runway 28 left. There's Kevin going by there on the TCAS. Just had about 4 minutes. Plenty of time. Come out now. Ooh. Didn't mean to stop there. Runway's a little sticky, the nose didn't want to turn. Went to hit the brakes to get her to kick around and she came to a halt, so not what I intended to do, but it's okay. There we go. Alright, we are lined up. And we are ready to go. So, brakes set. Engine's up to 40%. And spooling. Boise area traffic, Skyhawk 006, departing runway 28 left, left-hand turnout, direct to ROAR for en route, Boise. Alright, brakes released. N1 Toga. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate.
Rotation.
Positive rate of climb.
You're up. Get the clock going. And autopilot is engaged. Alright, we're nosing down for acceleration. There's 6,000 feet. So you can pop down now. You should be on there. And we're actually going to go direct now. Making our turns. Oh, we're going to flaps up. Beautiful suburbs of Boise, Idaho. There's Kevin there. He's about 25 miles ahead of us. as we make the turn around here. Doesn't take long before we're out in the wild countryside here. But it's all good. So we can get the turn off lights off. Those will stay on. So positive brake, gear up, autopilot is on, auto brakes are off, gear lever is off, engine start switches are off, runway turn off lights are off, flaps are retracted, we're through 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off, cabin is pressurizing normally, we're cleared through our transition altitude, so we'll just go over to standard pressure now. As we are through 10,000 feet, the seatbelt signs can't come off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
It's the airport below.
This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page to pay a small fee for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live TVs and paid movies library.
One thing I will say about Air Canada right now is that they're giving their Aeroplan members free Wi-Fi for texting, so you can keep in touch. I've used it a few times now, so pretty handy.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that
All right,
keep
let's
your
get
seatbelt
you
fastened in case of unexpected turbulence.
set to that, and we're gonna set to there, and we are climbing up very nicely. So we're going to keep an eye on ATC, see if Salt Lake City or Denver come online, Denver centers. I'm going to set up for the entertainment. Then I'm going to take First Officer Molly out, and then I will be back. So let's get a seat here. They have mountains on both sides. I mean, I want to get a good view. We'll go with this view at the engine here. Let's get the map up so you can see where we are. We'll hide that. Can zoom in a little bit. There's Boise. That's probably good there. Alright, so let me move the chat up so it's not over the map. There we go. And we'll come down here, we'll get the in-flight entertainment warmed up and ready to go. So we're coming up for Halloween, so something a little bit spooky here, I think. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Kevin, if you could let ATC know that I've stepped out for a few minutes, if they pop up. We'll see what happens, but I should be back in about 5 minutes or so. I'll be back in the chat when I come back, and so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
What is it, officer?
Man escaped from state prison, ma'am. This is just routine. Who are you and where have you been?
Oh, my name's Matson. Laura Matson. This is my husband, John. We've been to a party at Pritchard's Point. I'm afraid he overdid it.
May I check your driver's license, please?
Yes, of course.
What about your husband's?
Well, that's why I'm playing chauffeur. His license was suspended. Drunk driving.
Well, there's no need to bother him. He's had enough trouble for one night without waking up and staring into the badge of an officer. Very sorry to have inconvenienced you.
Well, that's quite all right.
Him around here to scare off visitors?
He served his purpose.
Yeah, I guess everybody does.
Julian, put the car away, will you? It's all waiting.
Been in there chewing up the carpet for 2 hours. Any trouble?
No. Joey Faust, this is Julian.
I've seen him before in a police bulletin.
Well, I was beginning to worry.
Major Krenner, may I present Joey Faust?
Mate, does that surprise you, Mr. Potts? It's for real? What army? Well, there have been several. Take your choice. Please, Mr. Faust. It's lovely. What is it? It's only a bit of shrapnel. It's a keepsake.
That piece of shrapnel ended the Major's military career.
That will be all right. You did well, my dear. Now run along and freshen up while Mr. Faust and I discuss business.
You'll excuse me? Major.
Go ahead. Take off the coat if you wish. I know you'd like an explanation.
Why did you set up the break?
Oh, I can use you. You have quite a reputation in the underworld, somewhat of a genius when it comes to opening safes and vaults.
They must have dug that shrapnel out of your head. What kind of an idiot are you, Krenner? I can't poke my nose through a bank door without getting it blown off. Every newspaper in the country's got my picture.
You're bitter, Faust. Mean and bitter. You trust no one and you hate everyone. You're the kind of man I need and understand. 'Cause I know all about your background.
What do you know about me you couldn't have gotten out of any newspaper?
Well, I check closely on all the people I use. I know about the wife who turned you in, and the child you've never been allowed to see.
I may owe you something. But if you ever mention my daughter's name again, you'll have another hole in your head, I promise you.
if you wish. Mr. Fast? Yes, your background explains your behavior. Now, we're conducting experiments requiring fissionable materials. You'll procure them for us. Oh, you'll be well paid.
That's atom bomb stuff. The government has that locked up tighter than Fort Knox.
Precisely.
Include me a long way out, chum.
You're hardly in a position to bargain, Mr. Faust.
A man with a gun doesn't have to bargain.
Well, true, but I'm certain Junior would disagree with you on that.
You know what one of these bullets will do, son? It'll rip out your spine and roll it up like a ball of string.
What's the score, Crenner?
You'll work for us faithfully, or you'll be turned over to the authorities. I understand there's a reward of $5,000 on your head.
And just what are these authorities going to say about your part in the break?
Police need know nothing of my part in the escape. You see, they'll also pay $5,000 for a dead Faust.
What do you want?
That'll be all for now, Julian. Come along to the laboratory.
You got a lab here?
Oh, yes. We're completely equipped for our experiments. I made an extensive search before selecting this ranch as an operational base. As you can see, this is quite a serious business. Dr. Ulof, come here.
Yes, Major Crenner.
Dr. Peter Ulof, Mr. Faust. Mr. Faust has joined us. He'll be supplying you with the vital materials. Dr. Ulof is an eminent nuclear scientist. Would you prepare one of your subjects for the ray treatment, Doctor? We must impress Mr. Faust with the end result of your highly acclaimed scientific labors.
Ulof. I've heard the name.
Oh, undoubtedly you have. I was quite fortunate in convincing him to continue his work here for me. Now, this ball is of lead, 2 inches thick. It contains our radioactive materials. Doctor, I told you to move this. Well, the ray could penetrate this lead-like butter, and the whole countryside would go up in a mushroom cloud.
There is so much you want.
Well, you have to change it. Are you ready for the demonstration?
I am ready.
Crenner. I agreed to do your dirty work for you, but I got to know what's going on.
Dr. Ulof will be glad to explain. Doctor?
This is the principle of X-ray that goes further. X-ray pierces only the outer shell of the body to show what lies beneath. This ray neutralizes all tissue and bone structure in the body. This machine utilizes X-ray, alpha, beta, and omega rays and ultraviolets, combining them for best effect and filtering out qualities which would hinder our operations.
Yeah. It'll seem more simple to you after you see what goes
Premium
on.
drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, we only accept credit cards.
Why are you so worried about this box?
Well, even a lead shield doesn't cut off all rays. It simply strains them considerably, so it still gets through.
Any accidental concentration of rays from this apparatus could set up a chain reaction in the materials involved. A nuclear fission could result.
Doctor?
2918, Salt Lake Center, ident.
Keep your eye
Salt Lake Center, good afternoon. Aero number 65 Mike. We just departed Elko. We're about 5 miles southwest of you are. Climbing through on 1000 for 15,000.
November 365 Mike, Salt Lake Center, squawk 6037.
6037, 5 Mike.
Air Canada 2918, ident not observed.
Salt Lake City, this Delta 565 star, we are having an audio issues. You should be hearing now. We're descending to flight level 6,100 for a ILS 34R approach, Salt Lake City.
At a 565 Salt Lake Center, ident. Twilight 17 radar contact. Let's call it 50 miles northeast of Tonopah Vortex. Correction, Air Canada 2918 radar contact 4 miles southeast of Fairfield Vortex.
You see? I touch it.
Go to 565 radar contact 50 west of Wasatch Vortex, squawk 7457. Descend via the Watts 5 arrival. Expect a visual approach to runway 34 left.
Hey,
Okay, Watts approach, the visual approach to 34 left. Could you say the squawk one more time, please?
Out of 565, squawk 7457.
7457, I thank.
November 365 Mike, radar contact 7 miles southeast of the Bullion VOR, climb of 18, 15,000.
Also 15,000, Mike.
Cessna 006, November 006. No connection showing on the network whatsoever. Verify your call sign. Charlie Echo Tango 006, Salt Lake Center, squawk 606 tree.
Well, that should satisfy your curiosity, Mr. Pop. As you could no doubt deduce.
Roger, and just for your information, Charlie Echo Tango is not a Cessna call sign. It would be under a November call sign, and I'm not sure if it's a virtual airline, but under the FAA database, it's showing as a completely different airline. So I'll put it in there for you, but next time, put in the call sign for the airline that you're using in your remarks section. That is correct.
It's no concern of yours. Come on, Mr. Faust.
It is showing up as, well, the identifier is Centra Africaine. And that's the database that I'm going off from the, for the United States, all of the United States. I mean, it's fine if you use the call sign, it's just you need to include that in the remarks section that your call sign is, or your identifier is
nothing to him, so I want you where you can watch his door at all times. Keep him in his room, understand? He won't go nowhere. Right.
Cessna 006, radar contact 46 miles east of the, correction, southwest of the Idaho Falls VOI. Set of 565, advise you get ATIS information whiskey.
We have information whiskey, 565.
Thank you. Salt Lake Pacific, good afternoon to you. Pursuit 1 Tango, currently inbound, engine at level 360, apologies for the delay, we had to get complete. Can someone check in, I think, with an engine failure, say again? People 1 Tango, currently inbound, Mike Juliet Alpha November Echo, at level 360. What's your call sign? People 1 Tango, Papa Echo Lima, Echo Oscar. People, like people.
Oh. You in there, Paul.
People 19 Tango Salt Lake Center Squawk 0507. 0507.
Salt Lake Center, good evening. Speedbird 2277, flight course 380 to Ernau.
Speedbird 2277, Salt Lake Center Squawk 0567.
Squawk 0567, Speedbird 2277.
Salt Lake Center, Midwest 2254, flight level 380, 15 miles northeast of the Bryce Canyon VOR.
Midwest 2254, Salt Lake Center, roger, radar contact. Midwest 2254, squawk 1357.
1357 for 2254.
Speedbird 2277, radar contact 46 miles north of Vernal VOR. Traffic 12 o'clock, 60 miles opposite direction in Air Canada 787 at flight level 370.
Roger, copy on the traffic, Speedbird 2277.
People 19 Tango, radar contact 48 miles west of Big Piney VOR. Air Canada 2918, traffic 12 o'clock, 60 miles opposite direction of British Airways 777, flight level 380. Copy the traffic for 2918. Delta 565, you need to be on the altitude as published in the STAR. Never gave you descent clearance. Maintain 9,000, please, running in a minimum vectoring altitude.
Say the altitude again.
What is it you want?
Stop descending, maintain 9,000. You're going to run into mountain.
But maybe they had you locked up in there. Not I.
Descend and maintain 9,000. Go 565.
Delta 565, when able, speed 210 knots or less.
Member of Crenner's fan club.
Speed 210, 565.
Delta 565, low altitude alert, start climbing now.
What's he got on his heart? Why do you ask him, so I can get some answers. How'd you get mixed up in this? My daughter. She's holding.
Climbing to 9,000, 565.
Well, open it up, let her out. Please, Mr. Faust, I do not joke. Not about my daughter. All right, Doc. Start at the beginning. How'd you get over here?
At the end of the Second World War, I fled my own country with my baby daughter. My wife had died of experiments. I had been forced to perform on her in a concentration camp.
Your own wife?
Got a 565, come up, heading 010, intercept the 3-4
I
left
couldn't see
glider.
their faces. I didn't know my wife was one of them until it was.
Can you say the direction again?
Heading 010.
That still doesn't explain it.
010, looking for the localizer,
I came to this country as a
565.
refugee. No one knew I was a scientist, except spies like Krenner. After my wife died, I
Cessna
wanted no more
006,
of
cross
science.
Mjane
But Krenner
at
forced me
flight
to come
level
here.
370.
Use your daughter?
If I do not do as I'm told, she will be killed. If I carry out the orders, she has to
Twilight 17, descend at
I have only a
top,
few
pressure
moments to
maintain
live.
flight level 230.
Krenner seemed to think that she would be provided for.
You don't think he's going to keep that promise, do you?
What choice have
November
I?
365, Mike
Soon
Mike,
I'll be
the
dead.
OCO altimeter
But my daughter's life is at
3008. So the 565 on the rollout, the airport is 12 o'clock position and 25 miles, report in
You
sight.
have indicated that you could open it.
You have the field in sight, 565.
Please, Mr. Faust, Release my dog.
Delta 565, cleared visual approach runway 34 left.
I got my own trouble.
Then you can't...
Cleared for visual approach 234 left.
That thing
565.
blindfolded. Quite a little psychologist, aren't you, Doc?
That's good reasoning.
Delta 560, actually discard.
Downstairs, host. And please try not to be amusing. Good night, Dr. Ulo.
What's next, Matahari? You gonna shoot me?
Credit probably will when he gets back. He doesn't appreciate his luck.
Julian's a loyal type. All it got him was a lump in the head.
Delta 565, wind 3208, runway 34 left to the land.
Runway 34 left, clear to land,
For a dame
565.
that's supposed to be so greedy, you don't know a thing about playing a hole card.
Oh?
Ever think how much that ray would be worth to a guy who wanted to rob a bank? With that thing, I could get to every vault in the country in broad daylight.
Dream on, Buster. It sounds pretty.
Of course, to take on jobs like that, I thought I'd have to have a little help. Now, splitting the take of a few of those would pay you a lot more than Krenner will ever give you in a lifetime.
You need background music for this commercial. Full orchestra and violin.
Don't believe me. Don't be a gambler.
Should I gamble on having my throat slit by Krenner or being shot by you?
Oh, honey, that's a chance you'd have to take. Just like the risk I run every time I get onto that raid.
Well, if you don't take a chance, you never know. I'll keep it in mind. Thanks, Julian. He was trying to make a deal. You must have heard what he said. He was talking a double cross.
Yeah, I heard him. Sounded like you were listening awful close, too.
Keep quiet about this, Julian. Keep quiet and I'll help you. You know that Krenner's going to blame you for letting him out of the
Following Center Midwest 2254, step away for less than 10 minutes.
Midwest 2254, approved as requested.
Go ahead. Coming. I'm coming. What happened? Where were you?
I was getting a broom. Want to sweep up that bottle I dropped.
I told you not to take your eyes off a fast door.
Oh, him, he's out cold. I went in and picked up the bottle. Figured you didn't want him nipping in the morning when he wakes up.
You did right. He's got to be sober. Good night.
Night.
What'd you do that for? Save your own skin?
This idea of yours.
People 19 Tango traffic, 12 o'clock, correction, 2 o'clock to 12 o'clock position, 50 miles, northeast bound is a Boeing 787, flight tree 70. Air Canada 2918 traffic, 11 o'clock to, or correction, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock position in 50 miles, eastbound is a Boeing 737, flight tree 70. Copy the traffic, 2918. Center is going to step away for a couple of minutes.
The lab. What was that for?
Don't try it. Don't even think about it. Julian told me about your talk with Faust.
I didn't make any deal?
No, not yet, but I know you. My memory is too good. I remember our other deals. You don't think I gave you enough of a share, do you?
What are you talking about? What could I possibly have in common with Faust? He's a hood.
Just the type you go for. Laura, I don't care
Salt Lake
what you
Center,
do.
Southwest 3210 with you on, with you at level 310, about to descend on the skis 5.
He stepped out for a minute, he'll be back.
That's a dot on the I. Lay off the vodka. I want you ready when I need you.
If you will relax, Mr. Faust, there will be no pain. You may lose consciousness for a few moments after you become invisible, but there should be no other ill effect.
How do you know it'll work, Honeycomb? You know what'll happen?
We made hundreds of such experiments. There can be no slip-up.
Center's
Come on,
back.
Doctor, we don't have all night.
Center, good afternoon, Southwest 3210 with you, about to descend on the skis 5, arrival.
Southwest 3210, Salt Lake Center, squawk 4210.
4210, Southwest 3210.
Southwest 3210, radar contact 28 miles southeast of Burley, VOR. Cross Bear at 17,000. Landing south, landing north, Salt Lake City, altimeter 3009er.
Cross Bear at 17,000, 09 on the altimeter, 3210, thank you. Salt Lake Center, left 06, checking in, flight level 370, right.
Alaska 206, Salt Lake Center, squawk 7436.
7436, Alaska 4206.
Is he all right?
His pulse is quite rapid, but that is to be expected.
Why is he breathing like that?
And Salt Lake Center,
Maybe shocking.
Faust, can you hear me? Can you speak?
Roger.
Faust, try to sit up. You stopped breathing. Well, do something.
Alaska 206, radar contact 21 miles north of Brigham City, VOR.
It's Faust. He's here.
Faust, answer me. Faust, listen to me. You'll remain invisible till I want to return at all. So you're...
If I choke you hard enough, you'll bring me...
Salt Lake City, good evening, American 26, with flight level 380. We're about 48 miles east of the VOR.
Showing you how badly you need me. And my loyalty...
American 260, Salt Lake Center, ident.
I told you we'd be well paid.
You neglected one thing, chum. How much?
$1,000. $1,000 every time you do a job.
Brenner, if I'm going to be hit, I want money. Lots of money.
Well, what do you expect? I can't pay that.
Oh, yes, you can, Major. I'm sure you can. Shall we talk it over in private?
Midwest
Downstairs?
154 back on the flight deck.
Roger.
Over here, Major. I'm waiting. After you.
Retreat 36 Hemisphere, Salt Lake Center, roger.
East of flight deck, about 50 or about 100 miles away from my destination.
American 260, radar contact 25 miles north of Bryce Canyon, VOR.
Don't think 1,000 is enough.
November 336, Hemisphere, unable. I need to do it through time, not through distance.
You think everyone's supposed to jump?
About 47 miles.
Right, 336 Hemisphere, unable per Batson code of conduct. I need you at least monitoring your connection within a 30-minute window.
You're a dead duck without me.
Aircraft 65 vacated 34 left on Alpha 6. Select to go to 8 Alpha 6 as well.
Go to 565, taxi to parking, remain this frequency.
You're mad. I don't have that kind of money.
You do the job.
Okay, 565.
Air 336 Hemisphere, I can allow you to step away for up to 30 minutes, but I can't go any past that.
Or leave it.
I cover that. We're going to figure what we're going to do here. Probably just tonight.
Laurel Drive.
Roger.
Salt Lake Center, Air Canada 2918 had a change of plans, and we're going to be logging off here, so thanks for your service. We appreciate it.
Roger.
What's wrong with you? I don't know. I just thought I heard something.
Back in 10 minutes, I gotta check the other post.
Salt Lake Alaska 206, request step away for 10 minutes.
Alaska 206, approved as requested.
Thank you, Alaska 206.
Salt Lake Center, 30 we're ready to push.
Requesting push and start. I need to know where you're at and if you're pushing onto a moving area, and I need a call sign one more time.
Delta 2120, we are at Alpha 6, if you're ready to push.
Delta 2120, Salt Lake Center, are you pushing onto a movement area?
I heard a clicking noise.
Negative. Delta 2120, roger. In that case, call for taxi,
That's
please.
right, there was nothing when I started to check the other guard post. Then what?
Twilight 17, cross Fairfield at and maintain 1000 and expect the ILS runway 13 approach.
Copy, Fairfield 1000, and we're expecting the same.
What about the alarm panel? When did it get wrecked?
I don't know, Mr. Drake. It was okay
November
when I came on
336,
duty.
Lima Sierra radar contact lost.
Couldn't have happened while I was checking posts, or he'd have noticed anyone tampering with it. It's set up with each of us covering the other.
Yes, but it's quite obvious neither one of you were covering the other. In fact, there was no coverage at all.
Southwest 3210, descend via the Ski 5 rival and expect the visual approach to runway 34 left.
Somebody just Ski 5 will expect visual 34 left. There, Southwest 3210.
Twilight 17, would you prefer the visual approach to runway 31, or would you still like the ILS 13?
Yeah, it's a pretty clear day. We'll take the visual 31, not a problem.
Twilight 17, roger. For direct, the Provo Airport expect a visual approach to runway 31.
Copy that, direct Provo and
nuclear materials. I do not like keeping it here. Its bombardment ratio is also much lower.
You're afraid of an explosion?
Yes.
We'll use the X-13 on Fox.
It could mean his death.
Doctor, I'm not concerned with the welfare of one man. I must know the full potential of your invention, because my aim is to make an entire army invisible. You understand? An entire army.
I did not agree to kill a man by deliberate radiation poisoning.
You're too old-fashioned to be ingenious. You scientists have brought the world to what it is today. You can hardly blame me for taking advantage of your discoveries.
Faust may already suffer from poisoning, but it's curable. X-13 will put him beyond that point.
Salt Lake City, December Delta 2837, good evening, radio check.
5 by 5. People 100, Tango radar service terminated, frequency change approved.
Are you come for people run open PM?
If you have an alternative, Doctor, I'd be very happy to discuss it with you.
Oh, that raise something. Something every cheap, safe cracker in the country's been dreaming of. Too bad the doc didn't invent it years ago for the right people. You wouldn't be cooped up here now.
You better lay off the giggle water. He can't use you drunk, you know.
If it's a case of my using him, now come on with a drink. Well, I could have walked into that vault in broad daylight and done the same thing. It was so easy, I felt like I was taking printer's money away from him.
Interesting thought, Faust. This time you do it the hard way. In daylight.
Well, through with me so soon, huh? Gonna get me killed off.
Oh, no, not at all. But I've learned that security has been tripled on the vaults during the night shift. 6 men. But it hasn't been strengthened during the day.
Where do you get these jets?
He has orders. You better believe it.
One more. Oh, we'll have enough for our present supply and work. You don't need this. We're ready in the lab.
Jet Airways 1058, Salt Lake Center, squawk 0651.
0651, Jet Airways.
Twilight 17, the airport's 12 o'clock position, and let's call it 25 miles. Report it inside. Twilight 17, approach visual approach runway Tree 1. You can circle east of the field however you'd like, and runway Tree 1 clear to land. The wind is 2505.
Copy, except for the visual and cleared to land runway 31. Twilight 17, we'll maintain.
Roger. Southwest 3210. Advise me to get native whiskey.
We'll go and grab whiskey.
Cessna 006, radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Have a great day.
Can't get away with this broad daylight, Joey. Why don't you stop running Krenner's errands? Let's not get any more involved.
Don't get emotional, baby. Your knife is a playmate. Let's keep it that way. Let's understand that.
Well, they may not see you, but they're bound to see the lead container when you try to get it out.
You got it all wrong, honey. Today's the day we take the bank.
In broad daylight, you're crazy.
You're talking to a professional, remember? I don't have to worry about time locks or anything like that. Just walk in, pack up the loose cash, and walk out, and you, sweetheart, are going to be waiting for me. Oh, don't even say it. Your cut will be 40%. I'll have to climb out.
Well, thank you very much for your cooperation, miss.
I only hope it does some good.
I'm sure.
Security.
Good day now.
They did. How long ago? Okay. Guess we can't stop it now. Story's out. The reporter was at the police station when the alarm came in.
Well, there's no doubt it was Faust. Everyone at the bank's identified him.
Well, what can we do? The man makes himself invisible. Locks mean nothing to him. If he did take the X-13, what defense do we have against him?
Nothing.
None.
There must be something we can do.
Yeah, if I can just get down to Yulo. I can't get back to the house till I'm invisible.
Police report the so-called invisible man who robbed the Coatesville National Bank has been identified as Joey Faust, escaped convict and safecracker. Witnesses said the robber became visible before their eyes. Citizens are warned.
Oh, he's got to come back. And that tramp, too. I'll teach them to double-cross me. Take my bags outside and then watch well. Right.
I know some people in Mexico. We can go there and start all over again. I know what I've been, Joey, but I can change all that. What are you doing?
Giving you your split. You're on your own, baby.
But you said we'd be together.
Honey, right now I need a car more than I need you. So you can start walking anytime.
But you just can't go off and leave me. Joey!
Goodbye, Laura.
We'll leave everything except the nuclear materials. Please catch files and hear his story. They'll be all over us.
I will not.
What?
I've been running away most of my life.
Doctor, there's something wrong with your formula, but we'll work it out in a new location. An invisible army is worth billions.
An army of dead men, Major.
I'm taking Marie with me. I'm sure you'll come along. No. Marie, my dear.
Doc, what's wrong? Why do I keep appearing and disappearing?
I don't know. I needed more time to study the X-13 before trying it out on you.
Oh, fine. Well, you're gonna do something about it. I've got to be normal, and you're gonna take care of it.
I will, but not in this place.
Well, why not? I got him locked up.
I want to be taken away from here, my daughter and I. Only then I will treat you.
But... All right, let's blow out of here.
Forget something? Where's Faust?
She's in the house.
Major knows all about you and Faust. Take your key back. Inside. Come on down, Faust.
Put that thing down.
I take my orders from the Major. I have to.
The Major?
Let me. Julian, you believe what he told you about your son being alive in prison and in Europe?
Yes, I do.
You're a fool. His son's dead, Julian. Krenner's been using you all along.
She's right. We had to come back. Come on. I told you to hit the road. It was for your own good.
But Joey, please give me a chance.
Sweetheart, you had your chance in.
Joey!
All right, come on. Come on, Judy.
You know what the Krenner is after? A process so an invisible army can invade your country. I don't care about Krenner or his army. I care about me. Behold, this is futile. Krenner has found me before. He'll find me again.
I've got money, and I know places across the border he never heard of. Now, how long are these treatments going to take?
You may someday be declared a martyr, Mr. Faust. A man who sacrificed himself so that the invisible army might look over your country.
What are you trying to pull? You want it out of here. I made a deal with you. Now you've crossed me, and I'll kill you.
I'm a dying man, Mr. Faust. Radiation poisoning. You're dying, too. You're worse off than I.
You're lying.
You have only weeks, perhaps days to live.
You used me just to get away from Krenner.
To free Maria. I had no choice. Come on. Are you so intent upon evading the police for a few remaining days? Don't you care what Krenner is doing to your country?
Why should I care? What did my country ever do for me but try and bury me in a concrete tomb for the rest of my life?
I'm thinking of my child. You should think of yours. Perhaps you deserve prison. But did Maria deserve what has happened to her? Did her mother need to die? Is this the kind of world you want for your child? That is what an invisible army will bring. I've seen it.
How much longer I got?
A month. No more. No.
Don't wait for me.
There is a man who has unlocked every door, except the one to his own soul. Now he has the key. Come, my dear. We must find a telephone and notify the police.
Denver area traffic, Skyhawk 006, looking flight level 370 on the Flight 3 arrival for the ILS runway 34 right, Denver.
Joey, will you please
Wait for me outside. Wait.
Joey.
Drake and Smith, security.
Sorry, I got my orders. No one enters this area. Too much fallout for safety.
All right, officer. Just a minute. Be with you in a minute, Smitty. Well, Doctor, you and your friends have succeeded in blowing up half the county. There isn't enough left out there to make ashes.
I'm deeply sorry, of course. But as I told you before, I didn't do anything by choice. I warned Major Brenner of the danger involved. But you must realize his was a deranged mind. All he could think of was the creating of an invisible army and the power such a force would give him.
You know, Doctor, this idea of an invisible army is quite interesting. Imagine what our counterintelligence could accomplish if they were able to become invisible whenever necessary.
The Central Intelligence Agency has already discussed the possibilities with me. But my friend, think of the danger if the secret were stolen from us. It has happened before, you know. Perhaps it would be better if we let the secret die with Major Brenner and Joy Faust. It's a serious problem. What would you do?
The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
All right, we're back on the flight deck. We've begun our descent down into Denver. So we'll quickly run through our descent checks. I've done most of it already. Destination weather is obtained. As we can see, winds are currently 040, gusting 21. 10 miles of visibility. We've got a few layers of clouds in different areas. 8 degrees and 3008. On the Barrow arrival data, we have set landing altitude. We have set entered in at 5435, so we set 5450. Radios are set. We're on 122.8 at the moment, and we have Tower, who is currently online, set 132.35. ILS localizer frequency we've got it set up now as we come in, so we are going to set that in. The localizer frequency is 111.1. 1111, and we'll activate that. So that is now set. Course is going to be 353. So that is now in and set, and we are good there. So we're getting closer to Kevin as we are coming in. We've got a speed limit at Eldo. So I'm going to bring our speed back to 250 to match him, so we don't sneak up on him too well, although I think he's going in on runway 07. Engine NTA is not required. We're good on the recall. MCP is all set up. There's our platform altitude of 700. Altimeters are set. We've got it into standby for when we hit 18,000 feet. Minimums are dialed in. We're going with 200 on the radio altimeter instead of spinning that dial all day to get up to 5,500 feet on the pressure setting. So we'll use the radar altimeter. Missed approach, if we have to do the missed approach, we're going to climb straight out to 5,800, left turn to 10,000, and we head out to Hygen. It's you can see the blue line here on the ND. It's already there. But we're going to just sweep back to 40 there. There's our missed approach. There, auto brakes are going to be set to 2. Altimeter when we hit 18,000 feet. And we're good. So we're just going to keep an eye on Kevin. He's only about 6-7 miles ahead of us now, but he is going in on a different runway. So we're just going to watch for him. I believe he's going to break off at some point because he's going in on 07. And we're just watching our restrictions as we come around. So we're 250 knots at Aldo, which we're already down to. So that is good. We're actually going to slow down to 245.
And we got a keep around 75 miles in Milva. We're going to be inbound shortly from ILX 07 and position. So we will be breaking down shortly.
And then with speed, when we get our speed below 250, we'll be able to go flaps 5, and that'll help keep our speed down. So engines are rolling back. All right. So he should head off in a different direction shortly because he's going to get lined up. We're going to head down this way and then turn south along the airport and come around for our arrival.
And then the traffic is currently overhead Milva 14,000 foot, turning direct there.
Alright, so he's starting to get ready for his approach. So we're going to be descending down through 18,000 feet. We'll switch the altimeters over now. 15,000 feet, we're going to do our lights. Get everything set up there. We're below 250 knots, so we're going to go flaps 5. There's 1, 2, IOUF is the identifier. Flaps 5. Come down to 20 miles. We'll watch for Kevin. There he is. He's breaking off as he's going to be coming in and doing that approach. See the airport's there. We're going to come down and fly south along it and then make the series of left turns to bring us in. And then once we get lined up and we're coming in, we will then contact tower. So 26 miles up from the airport, which is pretty much just off our nose, slightly to the right. Kevin's over here now. So we are clear of conflict. Denver area traffic, Skyhawk 006 overhead, taut inbound on the flat E3 for the ILS runway 34 right, Denver. Nicely on profile. So we're going to come down and around so we can get rid of our map there, our moving map that we've had up. So as we come into Denver, let me just remind everybody our next live stream will be on Sunday. We're not streaming tomorrow, but we'll be back on Sunday in the 747 freighter supporting the F1 series. We're flying from Doha to England. It'll be a long flight, but we are in the Asovo 747 with the AAU2 update. I did a test flight the other day, and it is pretty good. A lot more functionality than in the Salty one at the moment. I've also got a new checklist I'm going to be using on this flight. We'll see how that goes. But there's a lot more switches and stuff you can do, and it flew really well. And even did an auto land. I saw it come up for an auto land, so I just let it do it and to see what would happen, and it was great.
Denver traffic, Delta 508, turning a right downwind for the ILS, runway 35, right approach, demo.
Alright, so we got an aircraft going in on 35 right. That's a Delta Airlines A321 Neo. He's going for 35 right, so there's multiple runways here. He's going to be on the far side, the right hand side of the airfield. We're coming in on the left hand side, the inner runway on the left. Departures is to the north. They're using the outer runway on the left.
Denver. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time.
Alright, so we're through 15,000. We're going to bring the lights on. The turn off lights can come on, and all the other lights are currently on. We're all good there. So cabin pressure is pressurizing normally. Landing lights are on. Runway turn off lights are on. Signs are good. We'll ding them, let them know we're about 10,000 feet. There's the airport. There's the two runways. We're going to be landing on the inner one here, and then we'll taxi back down, heading to the Bravo concourse in gate 28. The other aircraft coming up is going to be landing. Let's see if we can see it. He's going to be on the the far runway out there. So he's coming down that way, and he's going to be turning into land there. It's all good. And we do have some more speed restrictions coming up. We're 250 knots at Baba, which is our next waypoint, but at High Mom we have to be at 210, so we're going to watch for that after we make the turn here at Baba. And we're aiming for 11,000 feet here on our restriction. There's Kevin off to our side, and there's the Delta Airline, or a couple aircraft here at the terminal, and the Delta Airlines is over there. You can see him a little bit better on Roger's side, where he zoomed out a little bit more. So a couple aircraft on the field have their transponders on. Descending down to 11,000 feet, so we're going to bring our speed back to 210 knots now. And we can go to, well, we could go to flaps 10 at 210 knots. We won't, because we're going to be right on the edge. We'll probably get the horn going off. But beautiful clear day here in Denver.
Denver traffic, you run table currently overhead sailor, returning first to the ILS surface.
Kevin's landing here on 07. That is the southern runway. So we're going to be coming down after High Mom. We're heading to Teller, and then from Teller we're going to be making the turn in towards the airfield. So we got a little bit to go, you can see. But once we get turned around and lined up, we will contact the tower.
And Denver traffic is 10 currently fully established on the ILS 07 switching to tower.
There's Kevin switching over to tower now. We have to be 11,000 feet at High Mom. Now that is only 4,000 feet above intercept, but that is fine. IOUF is showing, so it's now picking up the signal, although we're kind of a beam, so we're not getting it properly.
Delta 508, going to be turning right base for the ILS 35 right, Denver.
And we're at 111.1. That is correct. So we don't need to worry about train radar now. Everything is pretty clear. I'll turn that off. Get a little bit of an uncluttered view here. There's the Delta Airlines. Denver area traffic, Skyhawk 006 over High Mom, 11,000 feet, descending for runway 34 right ILS, Denver. So we're going to be at 11,000 feet at Teller, and then we descend down. Looking good. There's the other airport there. That's it's an Air Force base, actually. It's a nice long runway there. Spring our speed down to 200 now, and we're below 210, so we go flaps 10, and we're going to hold flaps 10 until we get the gear down. Holding 11,000 feet.
And Denver traffic, Delta 508, turning about a 10-mile final, ILS 35 right, Denver.
Alright, we're going to switch over to 10 miles. See our altitudes here, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. And then from there we start dropping down. We'll go down to 185 knots just before we make that turn inbound. Actually, we'll go to 185 at B free. You can see we're just off the flank plains, just off the mountains there. That's the Rockies. Not too far from Denver. Alright, we're just coming up for 7.5 miles roughly to our turn. Alright, so for our approach, nav and course are entered in. Frequencies are set, and our course is set. Speeds were within limits. Speed brakes will arm. Auto brakes are armed. Approach mode we will do once we get closer in. So there's an aircraft departing. Yeah, he's heading to Las Vegas. Cessna 172 heading to Las Vegas. Oh, he's got a long flight ahead of him. I do love the waypoints we're coming up to. We're there's Teller, then we're going to Be Happy, and then Be Free. There we go, starting down. Engine's rolling back. Denver area traffic, Skyhawk 006, left turn towards B Free, descending through 10,500 for the ILS 34 right, Denver. 26.5 miles out, turning in towards the airfield now. There's 10,000 feet. Heading towards Boo Boo. It says we're seeing the localizer. Just going to let the aircraft settle in. So after Bengal, we're going to start descending down. There's 9,000 at Boeing. And then it's 7,000 at Cord. So we got the glide slope. And see the airport ahead. Alright, we're within 20 miles. Approach mode is on, localizer capture, and glide slope is armed. There's Bengal, we're heading down, so bringing our speed back to 185. Denver area traffic, Skyhawk 006, 18 miles out, ILS 34 right, switch to the tower.
Alaska, correction, PEX 19 Tango, continue taxi to the gate.
Continue taxi, sir, if you said 195.
Denver Tower, good afternoon. Skyhawk 006 with you, 16 miles out, ILS 34 right.
Skyhawk 006, Denver Tower, runway 34 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 34 right, Skyhawk 006. Alright, we're clear in. We're looking good. Glide slope's coming up. We're going to be working our way down. We got Cord at 7,000. We may stay below as we descend down, but we're going to have to level off and we will intercept. So that is not a worry. Cord only puts us a few miles out. So we're going to bring our speed back to 165 knots. And there's 13 miles.
Yeah, Alaska 299, RNAV to Breckham, runway 34 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 34 left, Alaska 299.
2,500.
2,500 feet. Okay, we're below 170, 11 miles out, gear down. Let's gear down 3 green. Flaps 15. We're going to bring us down to approach speed. So we've got a reference speed of 123, so our approach speed is going to be +5, so that's going to be a 128. And we'll do that at 8 miles. Got an aircraft departing off of 34 left, which is over there. We're landing here. And there's the main terminal area right there. Beautiful weather. Great day to come into Denver. Alright, we'll bring that speed down now to 128. There's 160 knots, flaps 25. 7 miles out.
Alaska 299, departures offline, monitor to Unicom 122.8.
Flight self-capture.
Over to Unicom 122.8, thank you. Alaska 299 now.
Delta 1120, RNAV to Kidding, runway 8, clear for takeoff.
I'm Kidding, runway 0, clear to go.
And flaps full. Flaps full, gear down 3 green, speed brakes armed,
5259,
cabin is notified. Recall is clear.
Shasta 5259, Denver Tower, runway 7, clear to land.
Runway 7, clear to land, Shasta 5259, thanks.
Final aircraft is departing. See him on the TCAS there, he's turning off.
And Shasta 5259, wind 360 at 12, Gesta 23.
Roger, thanks.
Oh, there's Kevin taxiing in. See him right there. I think that's him. Looks like there might be an aircraft in my spot. Let's see what he gives us. It's 500 feet. Autopilot disconnected. Strong wind.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue. Auto throttle's off.
Intentional aircraft, Denver Tower closing in 3 minutes.
30, 20, 10.
And welcome to Denver. Reversers on. There's 70 knots. Reversers off. Manual braking. Okay, looks like we're going to get off at Foxtrot 8. Manual braking didn't release, so there we go.
Gentlemen, welcome to Denver. The local time is
Delta 1120, departure offline, monitor Unicom 122.8, good day.
degrees Fahrenheit. You now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the
Cessna 006, go down to the next high speed, exit right on Foxtrot 8, stay parking.
Thank you for flying with us.
Looking for Bravo 28 if available, or anywhere near there.
Okay, Cessna 006, taxi to the gate via Foxtrot Bravo Sierra.
Foxtrot Bravo Sierra to the gate for Scott 006, thanks. Alright.
And Shasta 5259, exit Bravo 4, stay parking.
Okay, exit Bravo 4, parking Alpha 60, Shasta 5259.
Shasta 5259,
Molly's
taxi to
up.
the gate via Bravo
I'll be
4,
right with you.
Golf Alpha Sierra.
Alright, let's get the flaps
Bravo
up,
4,
speed brakes
Golf Alpha
disarmed.
Sierra, Shasta 5259, thanks, have a good one.
We're going to come around here with the landing lights off, and these lights can go to steady. come around the corner and then we'll start the APU. And there's Denver.
Central aircraft, Denver Tower closed at this time. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Good day.
Alright.
Good day.
The APU up and going.
Yeah.
Looks like we just made it in. Very nice. Kevin, could you see Bravo 28? Was that aircraft parked there? I wasn't quite able to make out whether he was there or not. I'll be with you in a second, Molly. I can see you looking at me. A little bit to go to taxi down here. God, we need all the power today. We don't want to go above 40%, but we want to keep it up. There we go. Make that taxi speed up a little bit. Oh, there's somebody there. So what gate's free? Let me know so I can punch it in for GSX. You went to 26, I believe, didn't you? So if I go to 24, I mean technically that whole row in the 20s is used by Cetan, so. Quite a taxi here still. I'll be right there. Molly's just sitting there looking at me in the doorway. I think she wants her dinner. Charlie terminal. We want the one after that. Ooh, a little stutter. Oh, 28 is free? Or 24 would have more room. Okay, we'll go 24. Bravo 24 it is. Alright, well there's the apron. There's Charlie. That's Bravo there. This is one of those long taxi runs. So we're gonna go to, not sure what it is. 4 whiskey. It's Bravo Sierra. This is the line we want. It's gonna be this one here. Bravo South. There we Continental there. And there's Kevin at the gate. We'll pull in. We'll go on, what is it called? We'll go on the green line here. There's 12, 14, we want 24. 16. And come up here. Oops, forgot the lights. It's all good. Let's get the APU bleeds on. There's 22. There's 24 coming up. And there's our dude. Oh sure, park me right by the maintenance hut. And here we are. Welcome to Denver. Alright, get the parking brake on. Down here and tell them to hook up the chocks, and we'll get the ground power in. Just waiting for the light to come on. There we go. Ground power is in. Ground power is now connected. So fuel control levers are off. Anti-collision light come off. We'll leave those lights on. Taxi lights off. Leave the APU up and running. Ground equipment is coming in. That's all good. Fuel pumps are off. Well, we'll leave that one on for the back. Isolation valve is on. Recirculation fan is off. And flight directors are off.
The boarding requested.
Clear the cautions. And we start deboarding. Well guys, thank you very much for coming along and coming on the flight. Hope you all enjoyed. It was a good one. We'll see you Sunday when we're back in the 747-800. We got blown off the side of the runway on the way in.
Passengers, the boarding starting.
Well, there you go. You picked 07, so that's your crosswind to bear. Anyway, take care everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.